Hi, my name is Jalen Skipper, and I am part of the music group. Music is a big part of everybody's lives. It has the ability to make us sad, happy, excited, and run us through plenty more emotions. It can even get the people through hard times. Music dates all the way back to the 14th century BC by the Iranian tribe and still is on today, evolving in ways like what we hear and how we listen. Back then, they had primitive flutes and drums. Now we have iPhones and AirPods. Today, myself, Hannah, Kevin, Greg, and Dustin are here to tell you about the progression of music. Specifically, the boombox, radio, record player, and iPod, which were all the main source of how we listen during their respective time periods. I hope you enjoy.
Hello, so today I will be talking about the gramophone. Um, so technically, the original record player was the phonograph, which was invented by Thomas Edison, but that was primarily to record his voice. In 1887, Emil Berliner improved upon Thomas Edison's phonograph by creating the gramophone. So Edison's phonograph was made up of a cylinder. So instead of the disc here, picture a cylinder with foil wrapped around it. Still had the needle. It couldn't record very long, and it was super scratchy. The sound quality was just totally off. So the gramophone used discs to record sound waves by using a needle, and the discs basically improved the length and the sound quality of what was being played. So to show you what I'm talking about with needles and discs, it's kind of weird sounding. The disc is right here. So this spins around when you put your record on it. Here's the needle right here. The little point on the bottom, is the needle that goes on the record. And records used to be made out of shellac. Now they're vinyl. And basically, the record is made up of one big continuous swirl, which once putting the needle on, it goes through that, plays the record, flip it over, play the second half of the album. So the gramophone did not look like this little box here. It looked right for its age. It did have these two most important qualities, which is the disc and which is the needle. So you put the needle here, the disc starts spinning around. I don't have a record on right now, I wish I did, but you would put this on the outmost edge of the record and it would start playing. So that's a little bit about the record player, a little bit about the history, and thank you so much.
I'll be talking about the radio. The radio has many contributors to the invention. But first, in 1888, the German physicist named Heinrich Hertz learned how to produce and detect radio waves. That's why now the frequency measurement is also named after him, which is Hertz. Later on in 1894, the first inventors for the radio is Guglielmo Marconi. Marconi was an Italian inventor and also a businessman. Later on, his device was capable of ringing a bell from around 50 feet away. That was a big step back then. Later on in 1895, people said that Nikola Tesla was one of the first ones as well. He was a Serbian immigrant, and he showed a wireless radio to a group of people in St. Louis. Many people think Marconi was first, but a lot of people also think Tesla was first. This debate was created because Marconi patented his invention before Tesla, and that's why the debate was created. Later on, Marconi was also able to send a signal from America to Europe all the way across the Atlantic Ocean, which also was a big step. 3 years after, in 1904, the first radio transmission of music was seen in Austria, Graz. 1 year later, Marconi was also able to invent the directional antenna, which helped the radio develop radio waves. There were more inventors that contributed to the radio, such as Ernst Alexanderson, Reginald Fessender, and Edwin Armstrong, who also created a continuous wave transmitter. Early on, the radio was used a lot by sea ships and vessels to communicate. Before the radio was ever invented, they used flags, but radio was more effective. Also, it was used in World War I. Military troops were moved by the radio and communicated from post to post. It was very important for the success in World War I for other countries. Lastly, the radio was used for entertainment and news broadcasts, which were very popular in the 1920s. It brought entertainment to many families and was a big step in the nation. It also brought a new way for people to interact and made what is America today, where we communicate all over.
What is a boombox? A boombox is a portable radio that usually comes with a cassette player, amplifier, a radio of some type, speakers, and can be carried around with a handle. Now, some have 2 or 1 cassette drives, some have detachable speakers, some have the ability to record through a microphone and on and off of a radio, and usually these boomboxes need size D batteries. Now, the first ever boombox was a Norelco 22RL962 boombox made in Holland in 1966 in the Netherlands. Later, it was popularized through the spread to China in 1977. In 1980, however, boomboxes started to gain popularity in the US. As time progressed on, in 1983, they went mainstream, appearing in Kmart in 1983. In 1986, Sony introduced the first ever CD playing boombox. In 1997, Information Systems launched the first MP3 boombox. And finally, in today's modern age, in 2017, classic boomboxes sold as collector's items for over $800. Today we don't typically see boomboxes, however they are still part of how we listen to music and how we interact with music. Whether it be through funk, pop, jazz, or hip-hop, we still understand the history and the information boomboxes have to give to all of us.
The iPod changed the way we listen to music and helped grow Apple into one of the biggest companies in the world. On October 23, 2001, Apple released its first generation of iPod. The iPod was an ultra-portable music player that cost $400 and holds 1,000 songs on a 5GB hard drive. Prior to the release of the iPod, many people only had 3 options for a portable music player: a $75 CD player that holds 15 songs, a $150 flash player that holds 15 songs but was more portable, or $150 for a massive MP3 player that holds 160 songs. The iPod at that time was the best music player with many features in an all-in-one device, like the inclusion of FireWire, which enabled users to download an entire CD in 10 seconds or 1,000 songs in 10 minutes, compared to USB, which would take 5 minutes for a CD and 5 hours for 1,000 songs. The iPod also included a rechargeable battery that can be used for 10 hours of music playback, and has fast charge to allow charging to 80% in 1 hour. On April 2003, Apple released iTunes for both Mac and Windows operating systems, which allowed users to download songs for 99 cents each just from their computers. Hello and welcome back. I hope you all enjoyed the presentation and learned about how we listen and when. I know I sure did. Thank you for your time. Please stay home and please stay safe. Music Group out.